Hey, everyone. We are almost there. We have been working on our personal narratives, going through the writing process. Remember, pre writing, drafting, revising, editing, publishing. Right now, on our personal narrative, we are editing our personal narratives and we have worked hard. Do not, when you get to this part, this is the part a lot of people just give up on. Please do not forget to edit, okay? One of the things that will really help you is if you read your story aloud. This will help you to make sure that it sounds smooth and it sounds correct. You want to make sure that like your verbs agree with your nouns. So a lot of times when you read that out loud, it will help. Also, there's another reason I want you to read it aloud. I'm in the middle of editing my piece, and there's something that I just saw, and I wanted to point this out to you. So if you look down to where it's highlighted, I'm going to read that paragraph out loud and see if you hear it. That's when I had the strangest sensation. Little tingles like alarm bells trying to warn me of something were ringing down my spine, but I kept going. That's when I felt someone's hand on my shoulder. The class went silent. I looked up and everyone had the strangest expression on their faces. I turned around and my stomach dropped into my knees. Sister Dorothy was right behind me. I was caught red-handed. She picked up both notebooks and didn't say a word. She just walked back to her desk and told us to line up for our next class. All right. If you were paying attention when I started reading this, that's when and then if I look down, I also start a sentence in this paragraph with, that's when I don't want to do that. Okay. And when I read it aloud, I heard that, I caught it. So I looked back and I think I'm just going to get rid of this first one. That's when and I can just start off. I had the strangest sensation. Okay. And when I was reading over this as well, I saw little tingles like alarm bells were. I probably want to put were in there. Okay. So that's why reading aloud is so important. It helps you catch things. Like it's not wrong, but by doing that aloud, I caught that. All right. Also, another reason I want you to read this aloud. I do this for you when we're in school. I will keep reading and I will not breathe until there's punctuation. Please, I want you to pretend you're me and you're reading the story and you are only allowed to breathe when you come across punctuation. If you find that you can't breathe, you're missing something. You're missing punctuation. Okay. Also, as you're going through this, make sure it is the proper punctuation. Do you need a period, or is it really a question and you need a question mark? Or was that an area where you really wanted to emphasize emotion and you needed an exclamation mark? Are your sentences all short and choppy? Maybe you need to combine them with a conjunction and a comma. All right. So look for those things as you're reading aloud. All right. I also want you to make sure, please, we should at the very least with this piece have 7 paragraphs. I've read many of yours that were on pace with us, and many of you have many more paragraphs than 7. And that's awesome. But at the least, you should have 7 paragraphs. We can see that because you've indented. All right. Also, make sure your sentences, come on, guys, we're 5th grade. You're going into 6th grade. Sentences start with capital letters. Make sure names, proper nouns are capitalized. And this is driving me crazy. I've seen this in a lot of your pieces. If you use the proper or the pronoun like I went to the store, you need to capitalize it. We are not texting, okay? So do this correctly. I think Oh, spell check. I wanted to talk about spell check. Spell check is a wonderful thing. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. But it is not the end all. It won't catch all your mistakes. So please, that's why we have to do this. Once you've done all this, this is when I like to hand it off to someone else. And I like to ask them for their feedback with editing, looking for spelling. Grammar, all of those nitty gritty things that once we've read this so many times, sometimes we miss it. So this is the time to hand it off. Ask somebody who you trust, who's a good editor, to look at that and get their feedback. All right. Um, awesome job. Those of you that have been doing this and keeping up with us day to day, I am so impressed with your writing. Great job. You should feel proud. And once you're done your editing, I know some of you are giving this to people. Some of you are printing it out for your grandparents or your friend. Some of your parents have asked that they want to print this out because they loved your story so much. That is the next step after we edit. So yes, by all means, go ahead and publish that piece. All right. Have a great day, guys. Remember, as always, if you need us, we are here. Reach out to us. So proud of you. Way to end on a great note. Have a good day.